Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Steele, and I'm a holistic doctor in family practice. And so this month is July. It is Minority Mental Health Month. And so all month we will be talking about minority mental health awareness and what can be done in order to manage your mental health, especially if you're a minority. So the first thing we want to talk about is embracing your true identity. And so especially when you've been experiencing so much microaggressions, racism, bullying, or even just a sense of not feeling like you belong or sticking out. Like, for instance, myself, I grew up in mostly white spaces, and being biracial, I didn't really have a strong cultural background. It was very much melded. And so I really had to learn my true identity through my cultural teachings and through my cultural background. That's when I really was able to determine my own identity, how it integrates all aspects of myself. So, if you have any sort of minority ancestry, it's really important to go back and track that down, especially because, unfortunately, because of genocide, slavery, all immigration, all different types of displacement, we have tended to lose our self identity over time. And so we lose connection with our land, we lose connection with our cultural beliefs, we lose connection with a lot of ourself. And so as we're starting to heal ourselves mentally and emotionally, as well as physically, we begin to integrate all of these aspects of ourselves, which means we want to be aware. So this month I'll be talking a lot about obviously mental health, but more so from a genetic standpoint. So it's really important, if you don't have your like family history and you don't necessarily know your background, or even if you do know your family background, I think it's a really important tool to. There's a lot of genetic companies out of there. Whatever you think about what they do with the data, that's a different story and a different conversation. But I think it's incredibly important for us to gain access to that information, that data, to truly understand where you come from. I know when I did my 23andMe, my whole globe practically was lit up. And there were some really cool areas of the world that I was able to dig into and research. And it really helped me to connect, especially because being African descent, European, as well as Native American, a lot of, and immigration and all of the things and genocide and all the different components, I really wasn't able to get the full richness of my culture until I really connected more with my genetics. It gave me an access point to really look at that. So once you discover who you are and where you're from, really embracing that richness, and that's a part of your healing process. If we push away or we deny, or we go in denial and we just pretend that these parts of ourselves don't exist, unfortunately we are going to be detached from self. So in order to heal, we must integrate all aspects of ourselves. I think it's even more of a challenge when you do have a diverse background, such as myself, being multiracial. We have so many different dynamics. It's like, okay, so I have English in my blood. Well, that imperializes one other aspect of myself. And so really looking at the individual bloodlines, but also looking at how those bloodlines integrate, I think is incredibly cathartic and very healing, and work that seldom people really do, or they think about. They don't understand that all really helps to play into our mental, emotional, spiritual, and of course, our ancestral healing. So this month, we'll be talking all more about that. If you're interested in any genetic testing, please let us know. We look at genes from a totally different perspective in terms of nutrition and epigenetics. So what we can do about it, not just powerlessness, like, oh, I have this, so I'm inevitably going to get it. Unfortunately, that is the conversation that's been put out. It's not accurate. Genetics accounts for less than 30% of our overall health and well-being. The rest is environmentally driven, what we put our genes in. So if you're interested in genetic testing, please let us know and check the link below. We are very excited to be able to educate you more about your health naturally.